Mark Red Larsen here for the Drink Catcher podcast. Well, this is going to be the most different podcast episode that I've ever done. It is going to be, I guess, a tribute to a good friend that I got to know in college, Todd Langemeier, from Fremont, Nebraska. And he just recently passed away. And I decided, and God inspired me to do this episode as a tribute to him, because I truly do believe he had a great part in getting me to where I am today, especially after talking to him the last couple of years, because I met him at Kearney State College in Kearney, Nebraska, at the beginning in the 80s. And I was still in my really quiet stage of my life. I had just gotten out of high school, was going to go to college at Kearney State College in Kearney, Nebraska. And one weekend, I joined a fraternity. And I think I shocked myself. I know I shocked my parents. And it was really out of character, but I was so tired of being who I was. I didn't like it anymore. I just wanted to change. I think the real me was trying to get out. But it was definitely scary, intimidating to join a fraternity, because we all have those quote unquote views of like Animal House. And I can tell you it wasn't like that. I mean, yeah, there was some partying and stuff like that. There was no Hell Week. We never had Hell Week in Alpha Tau Omegas. It was Help Week. This fraternity was nothing like I thought a fraternity would be like. It had the most amazing brothers from all over. And thankfully, I'm still in touch with many of them. But Todd, little did I know, Todd Langemeier had kind of taken me under his wing. I learned this maybe a couple years ago when we kind of started touching bases again. I had lost complete contact with him, did not realize he was living out in California, doing quite well. Had a really nice house, nice wife, and he invited my wife and I out there to come visit him. Unfortunately, we never got that done. And that is one thing. Do it now. Do whatever it is, do it now. Go visit your friends. Go tell people you love them. Just do it today. Don't say, I'm going to do it next year, because none of us know that we are still going to be here past this moment. Nobody's guaranteed past this moment. And I knew that Todd had been struggling over the past years we had talked, because I had kind of taken up running. I've gotten much more physically athletic, which I was never in high school. Definitely not. The furthest I've run is 6 miles, which is, I'm amazed that I'm able to do that. It's a challenge, but I know Todd and then Rob Hyden, another awesome guy in the fraternity. We go running after work, and I know Todd had said, "Oh, it's too bad you didn't really run into running then. You could have gone with us," and would have been awesome. It'd have been so awesome, and yeah. But the thing where I really got to know Todd is when in 1985, spring break, South Padre Island. They had invited me to go along with 4 other guys in a Mustang 2, orange Mustang 2, which was Todd's, and down to South Padre, Texas, just a little ways from Nebraska. And I decided I was going to do that. And Todd told me like a year ago, he said, I really wanted you to do that to get you kind of more out of your shell, show you what the world is. He just wanted it to help me. And I didn't realize how much he was trying to bring me along and get me out of my shell. I mean, I was coming out of my shell. It's hard to be in a shell in a fraternity, especially when you got a bunch of guys together, but awesome guys. They truly are my brothers. And I hate losing any of them. And, but yeah, Todd got me to go to South Padre. And let me tell you, it was really cozy. 5 guys in a Mustang 2. And I think it was like 1,200 miles. It was a long ways. And we drove it straight through on the way back. On the way down, we went and did some other things. We stopped. I know we stopped at this awesome beach. And I think it was down by Corpus Christi, and in the waves, it was dark, and there was moon, and it was the luminous, when the waves come in and they're like blue. One of the most magical nights I can ever remember anytime. And then we got down to where we were going to stay in Brownsville, Texas. And then we kept going over to South Padre, which really wasn't that far, but there was a lot of people there, and getting caught on the causeway over there for hours. But it was so awesome. And And a lot of times they did a little more than I did. A lot of times stayed back while they went out, because it was Mike Koski, Scott Meshady, Paul McDowell, um, Todd, and I. I think that's 5 there. And we had a great time. And they were a little more outgoing than I was, but they were cool about it. They let me stay in the room, and they went and did their thing. And it was very awesome. And I'd never really been on a beach like that. South Padre's got great beaches, and it was a lot of fun. Spring break is a lot of fun. In fact, I think maybe it's more fun then than it is now. But it didn't. I just didn't realize Todd was doing this all just to help me, and that just shows the heart that this awesome man had. And when the day we went over to Mexico, to Matamoros, Mexico, and went in the maxi taxis and had yard beers, and it was very cool, very cool. And it was a trip that to this day I have not forgotten, and will never. I probably never will forget. And but it just shows Todd used his car for all of us to go down there, and it was awesome. It was very awesome. But I just didn't realize that Todd was doing all that for me. It just shows who he was. And you know what? I wish I'd have told Todd right then and there the other day. Well, the other day, like a year ago, that I loved for what he had done for me. And even if I didn't realize it was being done at the time. So, tell somebody, if somebody's really touching you, tell them. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that this really meant a lot to you. If they're down, tell them that, you care for them. Because we all have our down days. And I think Todd and I had the same, he was trying to help me. And that's what it's what I attempt to do with these podcasts. And I believe this might be the 325th episode, close to it if it isn't. And it's just amazing to me that a shy guy from Midland, Nebraska was helped to come out of their show because of Todd. And like I said, I'll never forget him for that. And I wish we had gotten out there to see him in California, because he had invited Cheryl and I out there. And just never know. You just never know. And that is one thing with dreams. You need to do them today. You need to start working on today. Don't let something stop you. There's always going to be something that's going to stop you. That's where you just got to become non-negotiable on what that dream entails. If it's becoming fit, go to the gym just about every day. You don't have to do it every day. I don't know if I could do it every day. I probably would be crippled. I love going to the gym. I go to the Y in Hastings, and they're family. They are truly family. And the Y is nothing like it thought it'd be. And I'm so blessed to have them in my life too. And I'm blessed that I'm doing this podcast. I had Crystal from California get me started with this podcast. I've had so many awesome people in my life, and I'm just sending out love to all of them, because I just want them to know how important they all are to me. And I think I might just end there. Just do it today. Do your dream today. Tell people you love them. If you're going to go on a trip, plan a trip. Whatever it is, life will always happen. And just like Cheryl with her cancers and everything, you just get the point that you just got to do it, because there's always going to be something coming up to stop you, and you got to let it not stop you. And you'll say, well, Mark, I don't have the money. That's what I used to say too. But we found the money and the way to do it with Cheryl's cancer treatments. So if we can do it for that, we can do it. You do it for yourself. You need to just do whatever it is your heart is calling you. Like this lady said, what would you do if money were no object? What you say to what the answers are to that question are probably a good direction on your dreams, and just really take that to heart. And yeah, I'm going on a little too long here, but I just wanted to do a tribute to my awesome brother, Todd Langemeier from Fremont, Nebraska. Todd, I truly do think that because I'm in these podcasts now, you had a big factor in pushing me to the next step, so I would eventually get to this step. And I'll never forget you. Never. So on that, I want to send love to Todd Langmeier's family, friends, family. Yeah, don't know what else to say. It's sad, but it's also because Todd changed so many people's lives, and that is a good thing, because that will continue to go forward. Like always, I'm talking ripple. When you do something good, you don't know how far it does go into the world. And Todd, I think, knew that, so I knew he knew it. And gonna miss you, Todd. So on that, I'm gonna end this episode of the Dreamcatcher podcast. I know it's a different episode, but I just needed to do it to my good friend, Todd Langemeier. So on that, take care. Bye.